we've swum 3 of the heats already. There are a couple more still to come, including the men's 200 meters breaststroke. And just to keep you abreast in terms of the results of Team Singapore, I do have the results of the heats from the 50 and the 50 fly, which was swum as the first 2 heats of the day. I can tell you that Amanda Lim finished first in her heat, 25:38, fastest qualifier to the finals. Kwa Ting Wen finished the 5th fastest qualifier, 26.15 seconds. That's the 50 meters freestyle, of which we will have 2 in the finals. And then the men's 50 meters butterfly, the fastest of the 16 to qualify for the final was Mikkel Lee, 23.57 seconds. Tiong Zhen Wei finished second fastest at 23.92 seconds. So those 2 Singaporeans in the final as well. We will keep you updated in terms of the women's 200 meters breaststroke, but right now it's the turn of the men's. I believe this might be the first heat. And in lane number 2, Prasopchai Kyorongriang of Thailand. Lane 3, Jonathan Cook of the Philippines. Max Ang of Singapore in 4, Pham Tan Bao. Those 2, of course, with a grand battle at the last Southeast Asian Games, with Max coming out on top. Muhammad Dwiki of Indonesia in 6, and Kanonchai Yangutska of Thailand was 7th in the 100 meters breaststroke in lane number 7. And just as quickly, the Vietnamese has gotten off to a very good start, as he did at the last SEA Games before Max came back right about this mark and then took over and never let up after that to become Singapore's first ever winner in this event at the Southeast Asian Games. Rowan joins us, and looking at the 200 meters breaststroke, how different is it, Rowan, from the 100 meters or the 50 meters version of it?
So as the distance gets longer, the focus here would have to be on the glide per stroke, ensuring you try to cover as much distance as possible per stroke. Swimmers will also have to time their strokes into each wall for the turn as the breaststroke, as with the butterfly events. We do this thing called an open turn as opposed to a flip turn in the backstroke and freestyle events. So if you mistime that turn, it can really throw off the entire rhythm, and that can really cost you. But no worries for that for now, because you can see all these swimmers are doing nice, strong and smooth strokes, and we've seen really great turns so far.
So what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Rowan, about the 200 meters in the breaststroke, it's all about synchronicity and the rhythm more than it is about the power that you get in the 50 and 100.
The power will come in the final 50, as we can see. Maximilian Ang is now stepping up. He's gone past the Vietnamese and he's going to the final turn.
So remember, SEA Games champion last year, the first Southeast Asian to dip below 2:12, 2:11.93, which is the SEA Games record. Pham Tan Bao, usually a strong finisher, but these are just the heats, so he's just making sure that he has a placing in the final and that he's not too far away from Max, because he knows if he takes down Max, most likely he's going to win his first gold medal in this event, having finished second in the last 2 editions of the Games. He's gone slightly ahead of Max, who's looking to his right and seeing what his rivals are doing. Muhammad Dwiki was 4th in the 100 meters breaststroke, also doing well and are probably touching just ahead of Max. So those 3 most likely to get to the final. So it's going to be a very nervous wait for Jonathan Sebastian Cook and the 2 Thais, especially Cook, 2:23.41. He missed out on the 100 meters breaststroke finals. So he too will feature Nick Mahaber, one of the rising stars of Singapore swimming, and the only rookie in the team this year. Lê Thanh Duoc actually beat Tan Bao at the Viet National Games. So in lane 2, it's Ziki Chan of Brunei. In 3, should I say Ong Lee Heng of Cambodia. In 2, Ki Pong Wei of Malaysia. Pandey Made in 3, Lê Thanh Duoc in 4, Mahaber in 5, Andrew Goh in 6, and Stephen Intisikmai of Laos in lane number 7. As we expect in lane number 5, Mahaber Rowan has gotten off to a very good start. He usually does in these events very quickly in the first 50.
Yes, and he looks like he's going a pretty fast race this morning. Maybe he's trying to make up for it for the disappointment in the 100, so he's trying to show the rest what he can do. But it's still early on in the race. It's still a second 100. He might lay off a little bit in the second 100. Just have to wait and see.
Well, since the last SEA Games, Mahaber has actually clocked the best times amongst all of the Southeast Asians, with a time of 2:12.07, which he achieved in July last year. Makes a turn in first place at the halfway stage, and probably see him just easing off ever so slightly. He did talk about it after his race Rowan in the 100 that he wasn't happy at all with the swims, the execution. And it was really a reversal of roles, wasn't it? Because in the morning heats, he went out very quickly but came back sloppily. And then in the finals, he had a sloppy start and was too late in terms of his comeback.
Yes, but I don't think we'll be seeing the same thing here in the 200. He still looks pretty strong, but we do have that final lap, and sometimes that's when things start to turn a little bit. His final underwater is usually the toughest because you're out of oxygen, but I think he held his position pretty well. He seems to be picking up the stroke rate a little bit, so I think he looks to be in pretty good position.
And you called it yesterday as well. Best way to get over bad swims is to keep doing it, and he had two other chances to do it in the 4x100 medley and yesterday in the mixed relay too. So surely it's all going to come together for Mahabir in this one. And let's see which Nicholas Mahabir will turn up for the final later this evening. That was a pretty impressive swim in the heats from Nicholas Mahabir. And it will be the Vietnamese touching home. Just behind him, Le Tan Duc, Pandey Made, Ian Dickjaya coming in third place, probably just edging out, and no, it's actually Andrew Goes just edged out Pandey Made into third place. 2:17.07 is a very quick time. Let's see if he can replicate that for the final.